Today we are doing a air system removal on a 2015 Triumph Speedmaster. It is these little valves here, there's one on each side, that inject fresh air into the exhaust to help burn fuel that may have snuck past the combustion cycle. It makes the exhaust pop. It's very annoying, and apparently it can cause some off-idle throttle mishaps. So yeah, we're gonna get rid of them. First step is to take off the seat, and we can either remove the tank or prop it out of the way. I'm probably just gonna prop it out of the way because it's about full. To take the seat off, it's this Allen key here, and then this super annoying pull rope underneath the seat that's really hard to get to on this specific bike. And then underneath the seat there are two, I believe 10 or 13 millimeter bolts. Might even only be one actually. Take that off and then the seat will come off. I don't want to unhook all of the fuel lines and the electrical connectors and whatnot, so I'm not gonna take it off the whole way. And then I will be back. Just wanted to come back. It is only one bolt to take the tank off on this bike, and it is a 12 millimeter bolt. The next step is probably the only difficult step. These 13 millimeter nuts are attached to this metal pole, which of course means you cannot get a socket down on them. I'm hoping that with this hose taken off, which just should slip off when the clamp is done, I might be able to squeeze the box end down over, because naturally where the hex happened to stop, I cannot get a normal box end wrench down there on this side anyway. So hopefully I can work around that. I guess we'll see. Bye. Okay, so once that tube is off, as you can see, mine is off. Make sure the metal washer comes off with it. And make sure when you put the new one on, make sure that you put the new washer on. These don't have to be super tight. It's the same thing as a spark plug. I went until it was finger tight and then just gave it a good quarter half turn till it feels right. After that's out of the way, this would be easier if you took the tank off. I don't recommend doing this tank on. So this solenoid right here, come on phone, is the solenoid. Some people take them off. If I had the tank off, I would take it off. I'm going to leave this one on. It literally will do nothing besides sit there and go. You won't hear it over the exhaust anyway. Not worried. There's a hose that runs right here down to this hole here. That comes off. If your kit came with a plug, great. Plug it in. It's just a hole you're plugging. If your kit did not come with a plug, you could use, I've seen some people use like the little rubber leg socks for chairs. I've also seen some people do, like at a parts store, they sell rubber expansion valves. It's just a piece of rubber about that big with a bolt in the middle of it. As you tighten the bolt down, it expands out. You could get the smallest one, should also fit in there pretty well. Now we're going to move on to the other side, which is largely the same process, but there is something over there that requires us to plug this in, which will trick the ECU into thinking the system still exists. That way it doesn't throw a check engine light. So I will head over there and carry on. Also, very important, on a hot day like today, it's been over 90 degrees all day. Don't forget to have your ice cream to keep cool. Very important. Somewhat worth noting, I was able to do it with my normal wrench. I took the spark plug wire off here. took the spark plug wire off to give it a little bit more room. Got it as snug as I could and just gave it a light smack to the loosening side. And that was enough to pop it loose. And then it's just, once it's broke loose, you can literally just spin it off with your hand. So I'm gonna do this one real quick and then come back for that, because that is the last step. Hopefully I can get to it with the tank propped. If not, whatever, but I'm gonna try my damnedest. All right, so we got both plugs in. A trick you can do if you're not confident that they're tight enough or that they're gonna stay tight, just take a marker or anything and just mark it so it's facing the outside of the engine. That way, if it starts to rotate off, you'll see the mark move and can tighten it up a little bit further. At this point, if so desired, you can take all that mess off. I'm not gonna, because it is hot. I am very moist and I don't want to. For those curious, I don't know what this plug is to. There's nothing up here and it's just kind of chilling. So I'm going to just ignore it. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I don't remember if the plug is on that side or on this side. I don't see it, so I'm going to assume the other side. I'm going to go double check. Be right back. So the plug is on this side, on the left side of the bike. It's attached to this. Plugs in right here. It's a push style locking clip. It's kind of a bugger to get to with the tank on. But you just wiggle around, push this tab, and then pull. The wire just plugs in like so, and then we're just gonna kind of push that up and out of the way-ish. That way it's not dangling around. So at this point it's done. We'll give her a fire up. Well, I'm gonna put the tank back down and then I'll fire it up and we'll see how she sounds. Moment of truth. Hopefully the check engine light doesn't come on. Video with the exhaust, you might remember how much it popped while it was just sitting here running. It was awful and I hated it. It sounded broken. I don't hear it now. I'm gonna let it run for a minute or two and then I'll come back and we'll rev it up a bit, see if throttle response is better, because that's really what I wanted. So far so good. I guess I'll be right back. Alright, so this will be the final video, hopefully. It's been about 2 minutes, maybe less. Check engine light is still not on. It's idling great. Throttle response seems a little bit better. Still kind of sucks, but I think honestly that's just kind of modern fuel-injected motorcycle. You can hear a little bit. It pops a little, but it still is not nearly as bad as it was. I'm gonna put it all back together, take it for a spin around the block, and see how it rides. It still rides good. Everything's good to go. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye. All right. So it's all done, all buttoned up. Rides great. Throttle response is better. Still isn't great, but I think that's, again, just modern day fuel injected motorcycles. I'm used to carbureted. Anyway, no check engine light. it's weird how different it sounds without all the popping. I'm gonna do just a little exhaust comparison. Fully warmed up. You can hear now that well, there's no popping. Yeah, so I know I said the last video would be my last, but I wanted to do another quick little exhaust video while the engine was nice and warmed up. Just took it around the block. So it rides great. It's always ridden great. It's a great bike. Probably the next thing I'll do is delete the O2 sensors for no real reason other than I want to. Apparently, with the O2 sensors deleted the correct way, it makes it run a hair more rich, which obviously bikes nowadays come so lean from the factory for emissions that adding a little bit more fuel doesn't really hurt. So this is for real the last video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. This is a really straightforward, simple job. It's even easier if you take the tank off. I didn't want to because I'm lazy. There's other videos as well on how to delete this system on other fuel-injected Triumphs. The process is the same on all of them. The only thing that's really different is the little, quirks specific to each model. All of them are pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. Until next time, have a good one.